Welcome back to another Triggre Agentify Masterclass. In this video, we'll look at the first blueprint in the series, documentation querying. The documentation querying blueprint is a proven way to use AI to answer questions using large collections of documentation, without losing control over accuracy, tone, or responsibility. This blueprint focuses on one very common and very time-consuming business problem: answering questions based on internal documentation. Most organizations have lots of knowledge, process documentation, manuals, policies, product information, and internal guidelines. The problem is not that this information doesn't exist, it's just hard to use. When a question comes in, people search through documents, ask colleagues, or answer the same questions over and over again. This takes time, especially for new employees. It's inconsistent, and it doesn't scale. The work is repetitive, which leads to mistakes, forgotten steps, and missed edge cases. The documentation querying blueprint is designed to solve exactly that. It shows how to combine automation, AI, and human validation to answer questions reliably using existing documentation. Let's walk through the blueprint at a high level. First, you build a documentation base. This can include documents, websites, manuals, or internal knowledge articles. These documents don't need to be perfectly structured. AI is very good at working with unstructured text. Second, when a question comes in, the process checks, has this question been answered before? If yes, the system can immediately return a pre-approved answer. This is fast, consistent, and requires no human intervention. If not, AI is used to generate an answer based on the documentation. And because AI can make mistakes, this answer is reviewed by a human. The human corrects or approves it. Once approved, the answer is stored, so the next time a similar question comes in, it can be answered automatically. So why does this blueprint work so well with AI? Because it follows the implementation principles we discussed earlier. It uses multiple large prompts to get tiny outcomes, like categorizing the incoming unstructured questions or extracting key data, like names or dates. And there's a lengthy prompt to draft an answer. You might want it to include citations, a specific tone of voice, be of a certain length, or avoid certain words. And finally, humans remain in loop. AI drafts the answer, but people make the final decision on the accuracy of it. These are two key success metrics: the time saved per question, because how much faster is a question answered compared to the manual process? And we should be realistic here. No, I'm not taking just 5 minutes to answer an email manually. I'm not answering 160 mails every day. I must look up the information or ask colleagues and wait for their answers. If it is missing, this takes more time. And occasionally, I must revisit some earlier sent emails. Because I make errors, I take breaks, I'm distracted, I'm human. To reveal the true time spent manually, mind the total number of actions accomplished over a longer period of time. Once you know the time spent per step, you can determine the time saved. And second is the hit rate. How often can a question be answered using a pre-approved answer without human review? As more questions are approved and stored, the hit rate increases. A higher hit rate means more cases where you achieve full time savings. And together, they show the real impact of AI on productivity here. Ultimately, both translate into the same outcome: reduced effort and money saved across your processes. Measure these two and you can measure AI business value. What kind of results can you expect from applying this blueprint? Well, it reduces repetitive work. It improves consistency of answers. It improves slow handling times due to manual searching. It makes knowledge accessible without relying on a few key people. And it allows support teams, operational teams, and internal service desks to scale without scaling headcount. Thank you for watching. And be sure to follow our YouTube channel, like this video, and stay tuned for more.